This is Super Saturday, powered by Hollywood Bets.
I promise you, it is only going to get better. We talk about world star and world-class guests. Well, some of them in studio as we speak. In fact, time for me to unpack our next half of the show. Welcome to it. It's Super Saturday with me, Jeremy Harris, powered by Hollywood Bets, as we talk rugby ahead of a big rugby weekend and a big rugby week that is taking shape. I've got to go back in time. To do that, I've got to introduce our guests in studio, Springbok Women's captain, Nolusindiso Booi in studio. Cindy, morning to you.
Morning, sir. Thank you.
Morning, sir. Wow, that's very nice. I'm a bit scared already. It's nice to have Jakkie Cilliers in studio as well. Morning. And Danelle Lochner, who is the chattiest lock I've ever found.
Oh, wow.
Hey?
Morning.
Oh, okay. So, guys, firstly, I thought that you did so well against the Barbarians team. To me, it looked like a completely new look. It was the same players mostly, but a completely new look Springbok Women's team. Cindy, I mean, am I being unfair? You guys just looked just world class.
I feel like it was a beautiful game, and everyone that was there did really good. And for us to also receive some players from the sevens, it also boost us and help, especially in our backline, to help and give them that confidence again, and also to work as a team and the work that we've been doing throughout the years. Because playing against Barbarians and I will say for the first time to beat them with such beautiful score, it was something big for us. Because I remember playing against them in Twickenham, it was something different, and it was not a nice feeling to lose with such. But now I can see that everyone from our players, you can see their smiles in their faces. Hard work, such pay.
Hey, I tell you, I spoke to some of them before the game. I went to their practice, it was the Wednesday or the Thursday out at False Bay, and I spoke to Carlo Hepper and Rachel Burford, and they were, I mean, there's already 3 World Cups just between the two of them. But I mean, obviously there's other massive experience inside that Barbarians team and the squad. And Carlo Hepper was saying to me, what are we going to get from the Springbok Women's team? What are we going to get? I mean, what can we expect? So I said, well, guys, listen, to be fair, the Springbok Women's team are making their way. They are a developing product. And so I don't know what you're going to get, but they're going to come at you. This is a home ground, and it's the curtain raiser to the boys running out against the All Blacks. So, I mean, it's going to be a big occasion. So, but I mean, I said, you guys bring all the experience. You've got all of the international experience. You've won World Cups. We can't say that yet, you know. And then afterwards, I saw her after the game, and she was like, they came at us. And I mean, that first half, Cindy, was just massive hit after massive hit after massive hit. It was all the time.
For me, I can say that some of the things that people know about us, they know we are physical, we can tackle, and we can run hard. So I feel like we did show those things, and playing against experienced players. For example, you can see from their team that there were players that they were standing out because they've been playing, they know the game, and they were showing their talent and their skills. So I feel like I'm giving my team credits. They did very well.
We're going to talk to 2 members of your team, but I just want to remind you of some of the tries scored by the Springbok Women's team. Yes, in fact, I think it was try number 1.
Wallace throw. The rolling ball set again. Barbarian Women have committed numbers, and they're shifting the sideways. All of a sudden, there's a break down the center. Is Kuala in? She is!
We love it when a plan comes together, and the Springbok Women do it so effortlessly. Work with a 5-man line-out to the Springbok Women.
Got to tell you, it was lovely. It was 9 tries, by the way, just so that you know. We don't have 9 bits of audio to play, but I'm going to play 5 of them for you. But we are going to talk to Jakkie Cilliers and Danelle Lochner. We're going to do that after this. Let's talk to Jakkie Cilliers, who I think we worked it out 7 out of 9. Oh, hold on. I'm going to talk to you. We must put the mic on. 7 out of 9.
Great.
And I mean, how did you feel? I mean, were you more worried about the fact that you missed 2, or were you happy with that kicking performance?
I think any kicker would 100% on the day, but getting 7 out of 9 is quite a nice feeling. But you feel that too, that you missed on that day.
Because there were some that were out wide. I mean, you must talk to your teammates to maybe get them to come and score the try closer to the poles.
Yeah, we tried to tell them,
Yeah.
but, you know,
I mean, why they weren't
sometimes
listening.
we like to score in the corner.
Exactly. Listen, talking about some of those tries, here's one as well.
Ayanda Malinga, who's got pace to burn. Now it may be coming that way. Nadine Roos gets it, and Malinga's going to get the bouncing ball. Malinga could still get in from here. Ayanda Malinga! Liquid pace from the left winger for the Springbok Women in a game.
There we go, Frank. Well done. Women box. Well done. Keep them coming to 082 222 1049. I mean, the game against the Barbarians, Jakkie, would have been a game that you would have targeted as probably a game that you would have expected to be hard. There's a lot of experience as we keep talking about them, but I think that it was them who came away going, oh my word, what just hit us?
Yeah, I mean, I had the privilege to play 3 times against them, and the first 2 times we felt them. So on Saturday, I think we didn't expect, other than being a hard game coming from their side.
Yeah.
But we really went out and just, we've been working hard. New structure, new coaches and everything. So,
and what's that been like? I mean, how easy or difficult was it to adjust to the new coaches coming in?
It was quite easy. They make it easy. I mean, all of us understood what is expected of us on Saturday, and then they let us feel comfortable. So we went out and just enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, no, it did look like you were enjoying yourselves. I mean, I got to say, you expressed yourself as a team. It felt like you were, I mean, not to say anything, but it felt like you were having just a run amongst yourselves. And by the way, scoring tries all the time. Danelle, Lochner. I mean, would that go up there as a really satisfying result? I mean, it was against a pretty good team, lots of experience, admittedly from different nations, but still a really good performance against a world-class side.
I think it definitely is, especially seeing that it was our first game running out as the same team, but with obviously a different structure and different coaching staff. And it was a great time as well to put everything that we've been practicing in place. So I think that was a great game for that. We saw that it worked. We saw what we can do better maybe in some situations. But I think overall it was a really, really great run out for the team, in general.
And talk about the fact that you guys, I mean, to Jakkie's point, it's the 3rd time she's played against that team, slightly different personnel in that team. But I mean, you guys play on the world stage, you play franchise rugby, and so you come up against the Rachel Burfords of this world, and now you're on the other side of a team against them. I mean, just your experience of having played maybe with them, at a franchise level.
At a franchise level, I would say it's obviously a lot different playing with. We have some of the best players, but on that side, there's a lot more experience when it comes to, when you talk about someone like Rachel Burford and, Sarah Bonner and Jade Conker, those people have a lot more experience. But I think if you can't really compare the two, because we bring physicality with everything that we do, and we really enjoy what we do. Where there, it's like, it's experience, you have to win, you have to perform really, really well to stay there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about Thursday. We've got a game on Thursday against Spain, just up the road here at the DHL Stadium. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff. Tickets at Ticketmaster. I'm just putting it out there so that we've got that all clear. Let's make sure we get there. 5 o'clock the kickoff. Spain, we've gotten past them before. What are we expecting for Thursday?
Well, we've gone past them twice previously, so I think with the way that we've played on Saturday, if we take everything that we've done there and maybe add a little more, just fine tune everything a little bit, it will be a lot better than the previous time, but I do think we can nail this one as well.
People were talking to me after the game on Saturday, and don't worry, I will eventually get past the game, but people were talking about how it seemed as if the Springbok women's team have turned a corner. It feels like there's a different level of performance, and as Jakkie was saying, there's new structures, there's new coaches. do you mean, and Cindy was also mentioning the sevens players coming into the squad. All these little factors add together to maybe allow you to turn the corner. I mean, is that how it feels to you? Did you sit back after that game? Did you in the change room go, wow, guys, that was a whole lot better than we were expecting? Were we expecting 59 points or were we expecting 79 points? I mean, what was the expectation when you ran out for the first time and then when you came back in after 80?
I think before we ran out, our coach was like, we have a plan. We are a team and they aren't, so we can one-up them on that already. And his biggest thing was just to enjoy every single moment. And I think as soon as we did that as players, the enjoyment and the hard work and everything, like Cilliers said, is just pushed us over that edge just a little bit. So I think going back afterwards and like letting it sink in that we actually won that far was like, okay, wow, the hard work, the 4 contact sessions that we had during the week, the extra running, everything that killed us in that moment is paying off. So I think that gives a little bit of fresh air when we go into the next game.
Okay, we're going to talk a bit more to the Springbok Women's players in studio. Of course, we've got WXV2 coming up as well, and that's a proper international tournament. Looking forward to that. As I said, tickets to go. It's your name and the words Women Box to 082 222 1049 if you fancy some of the tickets to go to those games.
Super Saturday.
On Super Saturday with me, Jeremy Harris, 9:25, as we now eventually get ourselves to WXV2 conversation, which is the next hurdle. I mean, we've got Spain on Thursday, Cindy, and we're looking for, I'm nervous for Spain's part. I mean, shame. They mustn't take us on in this form that we're in at the moment. But WXV2, I quite like it because we've got some big teams coming to visit us and play rugby against us. Let's go through the fixtures firstly. Did you say it's Japan first up on the 27th?
It's Japan, and we're playing Australia, and then our last one is Italy.
And those last 2 games are at the Athlone Stadium. First game number 1, is at the DHL Stadium. So I mean, those are teams that also have already made their way very well, very strongly in World Rugby. What are we expecting out of this particular tournament?
I will say that for us, it's a big preparation, first of all, for next year. And we know that all of those teams, they're going to come and want to prove themselves. For example, we did play against Japan, and it was not an easy games. We played the first one, and they beat us. And then the second one, we came up, and then we won that one. So I know now they are preparing as we are preparing. So they're going to come strong and want to prove the point. And Australia, it's been a while. So they will want to show us that they are the best and they are on top of the league. So we have to make sure that we show, and with the work that we did, I think we have better chances of playing a better rugby and good rugby.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of preparation that you guys are going to have to put into it. I mean, Thursday's game is already that is the focus. I'm sure we're preparing for Thursday's game, but I mean, immediately after that, you've got to switch into the opening game with Japan, and then of course, as you say, all the other teams. But let's talk about what you were referencing. We're getting ourselves ready as well. It's a good sort of preparation. It's a good opportunity for us to sort of get some prep time for next year Rugby World Cup.
That is the big thing of which that is each and every girl's dream to be in that setup. And when you are preparing for the World Cup, for sure, you have to make sure that everything that you are doing is on point. And the coachings and everyone, they are preparing for that. And the training and everything that we are doing now, it's the process of getting there ready and fit and doing better. Because we can't say that we are aiming for this and this, but we have to make sure we get there ready and prepared to take the stages and to compete with the bigger teams.
I'm loving it. I'm so excited for you. Listen, I even forgot to play the bed under our conversation. So let's do it.
Super Saturday, powered by Hollywood Bet.
I mean, Jakkie, I suppose the big thing is always testing yourself against somebody else, some other team. That is always the way that it works. But do you find, particularly like after a game on Saturday where, there was thousands of people at the DHL Stadium, do you find that there's that young girl watching you, wanting to, and looking at you and going, I like that. I also want to do that. I also want to wear my country's shirt. I also want to be on the field. I mean, do you get that? Do you get those experiences where these young fans come up to you and you've got to immediately switch from rugby player to role model?
Yeah, definitely. I think, after losing a game, after winning a game, you get messages saying you're such a role model.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah, it's such a heartwarming feeling. And if you get that message, it's just something you keep on doing, trying to inspire young girls out there. And if you receive a message that's also inspiring yourself to be a better person, to be a better player. Obviously, if you can't be a better person, then the player is just an X factor.
I tell you, you guys were, as I say, I mean, I'll get over it eventually, but you guys were lovely to watch. You played really well, and I think that you won over a whole new batch of fans, and I think long may that continue. Danelle, talk to us about women's rugby, because I think women's sport just generally is on the up. I mean, people are watching women's sport more and more and more, all the time. Recently we had the Proteas women's cricket players in studio talking about their sacrifices. They've played in a World Cup final. I mean, that was exciting. But the fact that now all of a sudden they're also playing all over the world, and their sport has also seen a massive uptick in terms of people wanting to follow them and support them. I mean, do you find that even though it's a reasonably inexperienced Springbok women's team, do you find that there's all of a sudden a lot of interest, there's a lot of expectation, people are looking to you like I am, going, wow, that was amazing, can you do that again next week or this week coming against Spain? Do you find that all of a sudden there's that interest in the team?
Definitely. I think the biggest misconception that most people have when they hear about a women's rugby team or a women's cricket team or whatever is they always think about the men and how great they are, and then they think, oh, women can't
do that.
What are they going to do?
Yeah.
And then just like on Saturday we had this massive platform where we could play before the curtain raiser, where we could show people that we can do it just as good, maybe even better in some ways. So I think putting us on the map, everybody has had a situation where they've been put on the map. With the cricket, they were put on the map. With World Cup, it was broadcasted everywhere. People were talking about it. We were put on the map a couple of times, but now the people actually know that we can also perform and do really, really well. I do think that there's a bigger interest, and the more people come to watch us and the more people can see what we are capable of, I think that will just grow even more. So,
what is it that you like about rugby? I mean, do you like the physicality? Or do you like? I mean, I don't know. Tell me, what is the team sport? You're not you don't want to be a golfer. You don't want to play individual sport. But I mean, what is it that you specifically like about the game?
I think definitely one is it's a team environment. So we always, you make new friends wherever you go. Friends become family, those type of things. But I come from netball where contact it was a non-contact sport.
No, you can't contact in netball.
Exactly. So you just have to take the punches. But with rugby, if Cindy's running into me at practice, I can run back into her. So it's that you give some and you take some, but it also it's just fun. Every single time that I go on the field, I get this adrenaline rush where I'm so excited, I'm so pumped for what's ever about to come, and it's always different. It's never the same situation. So I think that's what I probably like most is a contact in the team environment.
And have you always played lock?
Yeah, lock and flank.
Lock and flank. Okay, yes, I can see that. Okay.
Flank a little bit, but lock, since I started playing rugby. Lock. Yeah, my club coach looked at me and she was like, lock.
Yeah, came to practice first time. Okay, thank you, lock.
Yeah, definitely.
Tick. Okay, who else is here? Okay, thank you. And just for the record, I'd hate for any of the three of you to run into me, because that will really leave a mark. Serious bruise will be had by all, mostly me. Cindy, last words from you, and I think as the skipper of the Springbok women's team, there must be some kind of you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I imagine that there's level of pride. It's an honor. But at the same time, you've got to lead a team. You've got to talk to your team. You've got to get guidance as well. Even though you're the captain, you've got to get guidance from the other players. There's a collaborative sort of leadership group maybe in the squad and the team. I mean, talk to us a little bit about that.
I can say that for me, it's not about like me, myself alone. It's a team sport first of all, and lucky most of the players that are coming in the system are the players that are coming from the unders where they get that guidance of everything. So yeah, I have to say something there and there, but most of the girls, they know already what they need to do. They are so mature on that part. And for me, of course, I'm a player. Even if you are older in the game, there's something that you will learn from someone that is new or young. So it's not about like you as you've been in a system or you've been playing the sport. You need the guidance. You need people around you to help you, to support you, because you can't be sharp all the time. You just need people to be there to help. So that's why it's a team sport also, to help us as a bunch of people, so that you can assist each other where you see that you are failing or you can't handle it anymore, because there are pressures and everything. Sometimes you would think that you are on top of it and then you are not. And then by having people around you that are supporting you, it also like uplift you or give you that energy of going forward.
I like it a lot. There we go. Ladies, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming into studio. Nolusindiso Booi, Jakkie, Cilliers, Danelle, Lochner, thank you so much for being here. Listen, firstly, play well. Good luck on Thursday against Spain. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff at the DHL Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster. And then, of course, you're not going to have time to recover much, because straight into WXV2, of course, that first game against Japan. Good luck with that one. And I speak on behalf of everybody who has been WhatsApping us, looking for tickets, saying well done. People, I think, for the first time saw you guys in action. I think it's different when we see you on the field as opposed to maybe see a highlights package. Now we saw you, we heard the hits, we saw the kicks, we saw and heard the excitement around the tries, and so certainly from our side, all the very best to you. 100% behind you for your coming games. And I tell you what, get you at the World Cup. We will be the noisiest people there. Make no mistake. So once again, thanks very much. And as is the way that it works on this show, I want to wish you all a super Saturday.
Thank you so much.
There we go, guys. Listen, lots more great music on the way. We're going to find our winners and also, of course, hear from you in terms of what you think about the boys in action, the Bok men team in action next weekend against Argentina, and what that squad looks like, what your thoughts are about their performances thus far, what they need to do to clinch the deal and clinch the rugby championship. We've had some messages already. Keep them coming on 082 222 1049. In the meantime, how about a bit of Tapesh Mode just for good measure?
This is Super Saturday, powered by Hollywood Bets.